Hello there, and welcome to the Long Kong English Channel, Episode 8, for the 15th of November, 2023, and the topic, empathy. First up today, we've got another edition of Fresh Faces. This time it's Mr. Chan, who many of you might already know. Welcome, Mr. Chan.
So hello everyone, my name's Andrew. I'm the new English teaching assistant here. You can see me around school every Tuesday and Wednesday during lunchtime activities or when I play ball at the playground.
What do you do in your free time?
Fun fact about me, I am probably the youngest staff here in the school because in fact, I haven't actually graduated from university. I study law and marketing at the University of Hong Kong, currently in year 4. So I am a massive anime fan. Like, I've watched every season of new anime series for the past 10 years. And currently, one of my favorite series right now is Spy X Family, simply because of how cute the main character Anya is.
What is your first impression of the students here?
My first impression of the students is that they are really cool to hang out with. Everyone is very friendly and welcoming when I try to strike up a conversation.
What is a book that you would like to recommend?
My favorite genre of books is self-improvement, and my favorite book of them all is Think Again by Adam Grant. It is a #1 New York Times bestseller, which talks about how certain biases and assumptions affect our decision-making and how we as individuals can persuade ourselves as well as others to change their minds through curiosity. It's a really good read, and you can buy the book at the nearest joint publishing bookstore or Sleet.
Is there anything else you would like to tell our students?
Feel free to talk to me about anything. Come find me at my office. It is inside the room where you guys usually have your lunchtime detentions.
Thanks for sharing with us today, Mr. Chan. It was nice to learn a little bit more about you. Coming up now, we've got a little bit of sharing on the topic of empathy. Empathy is when you can feel what someone else feels. Sympathy is when you can understand what someone else feels. So, empathy is a stronger version of sympathy. I'm sharing today because I understand that students are so busy. I know what it feels like to be busy, but do I know what it feels like for students to study for tests? The answer is yes. As teachers, we know exactly how you feel. Even though I'm a teacher, I still take tests. And last year, I took a bunch of tests during our summer break. It happened in March. I know what it's like to do well on a test that you feel prepared for, and what it's like when you're not so prepared. I even took a language test this past spring. I felt so nervous before the test, even though I'm a language teacher. My situation is a little bit different, so I was not literally in your shoes. But the other teachers here have been in your exact position. It's not a metaphor. Most were students in Hong Kong schools just like you. So remember, we teachers have empathy for you. We have literally felt what you feel. We even get sleepy too. And having empathy helps us help you. And this has been some sharing about empathy.
And now,
Real talk.
That's right, it's time for Real Talk, and this week I have some idioms about empathy. The first one is to walk a mile in someone's shoes. It basically means to see things the way someone else sees them, often experiencing what they experience. An example sentence might be, I used to think my mom had such an easy life, but after walking a mile in her shoes, I know how tiring it is. In this example, the kids you can see are doing all of mom's work. Now they know how tiring it is. The next example is,
What is that English expression about shoes and feet?
Looks like the shoe's on the other foot.
and this just means to switch positions with someone. An example sentence might be, my parents care for me now, but one day the shoe will be on the other foot, and I will take care of them. My last example is,
You're one of those bleeding hearts.
and this is kind of a negative example. This is an insult for a person who cares too much for other people. So if you think caring too much is bad, you might say someone is a bleeding heart. An example sentence might be, he is such a bleeding heart. He wants to help anyone, even criminals. Anyway, I hope you have found these 3 examples as interesting as I did. Today we had to walk a mile in someone's shoes. We had the shoe is on the other foot. And we had bleeding heart, an insult for someone who is too caring. I don't think caring is that bad. This has been
Real talk.
And finally, it is time for our weekly mission down at the bottom of your worksheet. This one is a little more challenging. I talked about how teachers have empathy, really helps them connect with students. I want to know what another job is that you can think of that needs a lot of empathy. I want to know, what is the job and why is understanding how others feel important for this job? This one's a little bit more challenging than last week's. And speaking of last week's, let's get to the winner's circle. Here we've got the winners from last week. From the junior forms, the lucky draw winner is Kimi from 2A, that's number 30. I really appreciate the long explanation of how this costume would work. Good job there. From the senior forms, we had Doris. Doris wanted to dress up as a wizard. This week we have our very first Flip winner. The only student to send an answer on Flip was Thomas from 1C, who said he would dress up as a pumpkin. And this week my favorite answer was from Winky, who had a character from, I believe, Demon Slayer that she would dress up as. And Winky had a very nice description about how she would get this costume. If you are one of the winners, please find me in the English room, that's room 111, after school today or any day for the rest of the week to come claim your prize. We had over 50 correct answers. Good job to the winners. Thank you to those who tried this week. Better luck next time. And that's all for this week. Thanks for watching the Lung Kong English channel.